They say Boot Gang walked so Famous Richard could run.
It's a whole lot of gas! What you wanna do, bro? Hey, what's that on you? What's that on you, bro?
Yo, he was like crazy.
Oh, what's that on you, bro?
Hey, yo. Just imagine somebody doing that to you. You up there trying to sell your stuff and somebody do this. Oh, damn, I can't even go back. Somebody come and do this to your stand.
What's that on you, bro? What's that on you, bro?
Jump on your stand. Acting stupid for content. For their content. For their content. Boot Gang was going wild at these times. He was going wild. But he'll change man now.
She said turn it off. Yeah, get out. She said turn it off.
Boot Gang, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Hey, on King David, since I was a kid, I was always scared of dogs. On King David, y'all know who the f I am, shorty? King David, stop playing with me, shorty. Ooh, oh yeah, on my dead homies, run up. Run up, my dead homies, I'm gonna do you. Oh yeah. Stop tweaking with me on King Dave. You're not even cut like that before I take your pipe.
What's up, everybody? It's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on the series of events that led up to Famous Richard being indicted by the feds.
Oh, dang.
When it comes to Florida, not many places can top the madness. And then there's Chicago. 25-year-old Richard Sharp, aka Famous Richard, would fall somewhere between the line of troll and comedian.
Cardi B always said it's always a motherfucker uglier than you, shorty. So just appreciate life. King David, hit that right guy.
You right, he got that.
Excuse me, sir. You're trespassing. Get out of here.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out.
You're
You just came to your last time, bro.
trespassing. You have to
Okay,
leave.
I'm not Kanye.
You're trespassing. You have to leave.
Oh, King David,
Shit.
shorty. Oh, King David. Oh, King David, shorty.
Gaining
This
fame for his
he
wild
always trolled the
antics,
police.
he'd move out of Chicago, travel into the more luxurious state of New Jersey. Richard was now close enough to where he'd be able to make content in none other than New York City and be safely outside of the madness that is Chicago. Now, he wasn't necessarily pranking the people of New York. He was running down on one of New York's most notorious gangs, the NYPD.
The
Famous
gangs.
Richard was literally
It's the
going
truth.
viral for pressing cops for their guns, and Instagram was loving it. The New York Post would even write an article stating NYPD searching for armed rapper trying to take cops' guns, and the NYPD would file an intelligence alert warning the city about Famous Richard.
Oh, dang.
He'd do a few harmless pranks, come across celebrities, and his career seemed to be on a steady rise. But NYC isn't all glamour and glitz. It's streets, bricks, and projects. And within those streets and projects are the gangs of New York. Now, coming from Chicago, Famous Richard was no stranger to gangs and has an alleged tie to the Black Disciples himself. But many from Chicago would criticize his roots to the city, claiming he grew up somewhere in Minnesota. Richard would take to Instagram with his birth certificate, proving he was not only born in Roseland Hospital in Chicago, but that he's from
I ain't gonna lie to you. His accent, you could tell he was Chicago. Well, they were trying. You see what happens when y'all try to do something? Somebody just come and try to say, "Oh no, he ain't." Boy.
the hundreds.
Boys be hate people.
Oh, King David, stop trolling me, man. Was born in Roseland Hospital, gang. I am from the Hundreds, gang. I am from the Hundreds.
The hardest thing is obviously finding products to sell and then getting authorized to sell those products. So with Ecom Authority, they've been able to do that.
We're gonna set you up on.
Gang. Stop trolling me, gang.
Located in the Roseland neighborhood on the south side, the Wild Hunters got its nickname from the street numbers and the high level of crime. It's unknown how long Famous Richard lived in the area, but he definitely has roots in Chicago as his brother fell victim to the streets. On June 3rd, 2024, Chicago PD would respond to shots fired on Merrill Ave. This was the heart of Paxtown, an area based around 71st and Paxton, controlled by gangster disciples. Arriving on scene, officers would find 26-year-old Joshua Sharp, who was more commonly known as Lil Josh, the older brother of Famous Richard. Josh had been shot multiple times to the body and once in the forehead, leaving him to be pronounced dead at the scene.
Ooh.
A witness would tell police they saw Josh on the ground when the suspect ran up, opening fire into his body before running off. Lil Josh was another rapper whose career went nowhere, and he can be seen in a throwback freestyle with two GDs very famous in Chicago drill history, Taekwon World TB and Taekwon World Poppy. All three of them would die from headshots in separate shootings.
Oh, Poppy
as soon
got
as it
killed.
became known Josh was dead, various gangs throughout Chicago would start dissing Josh, including NLMB and the Bloodhounds. With the dissing of his dead brother, famous Richard would fire back, dissing NLMB's dead members. But he was doing so from the safety of another city. Richard would take it a step further when he created the Quando Rondo Challenge.
Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. This man, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight.
The video was a recreation of Quando witnessing his cousin's murder, the very same murder Lil Durk is charged with ordering. But again, Richard is from Chicago, where dissing the dead is as normal as making them dead. But in New York, Richard would quickly find the attention he sought.
Let a nigga play with me out here, gang. On King David. Let a nigga in New York play with me, gang. On King David, nigga. Y'all know, nigga, come on, gang. Ain't nobody gonna play with me, so I want a nigga to play with me, Bobby. I be waiting on
2 hours later.
Love y'all, folks. On King David, folks. That page is backdoor me, for I love y'all on BD, folks. Motherfucker just shot me, folks.
A lot of speculation came as to if he was really shot or was he just clout chasing. But the news would confirm the shooting did actually take place.
Dang.
Tonight, police are searching for the two
Dang.
people responsible for a shooting in Brooklyn. It happened
Selling
in
wolf
Bushwick off
tickets.
Central Avenue near Palmetto Street. Officers found a 25-year-old man grazed by a
Selling
bullet to the
wolf
head.
tickets.
He was rushed to a hospital in stable condition. Police say 2 men got away on a moped.
Now,
Even
famous
wait.
Richard wouldn't be himself if he didn't make light of the situation, and he'd turn his own hospital release into a skit. In the skit, you can clearly see where Richard was grazed, as he has a patch with stitches on the back of his head. New York Crip Gino Rax would take to Instagram calling out famous Richard, claiming he ratted.
Yo, hold up. Yo, Rich, you know you just ratted, right? You was a rat, nigga. You just dry snitch. Stop ratting on niggas on Please Don't Lack, mud. You talking about? You lucky niggas caught you before I got to court you, you heard? Go get back. Ah.
Gino would then share a screen recording of his DMs, arguing with Richard, who said nobody ever did anything to him.
What in the world? Why do we gotta show so
I didn't even
much?
get grazed on King David, nigga. When I hit the gate, when I jumped over the gate, I hit my head on the gate, on my brother grave. When the police came, that's the first thing they seen. So they thought they seen blood, they thought I was grazed, you goofy. You were internet nigga on King David, on bro grave. Niggas really, hey, you hear me? I really did call niggas from y'all hood and belt to their ass, gang. On my brother grave, I just got your location to your job. On King David, I'ma knock you out and wake you back up. On my brother grave, your ass gonna be trending for the rest of your life.
So whether or not he got shot, we don't know, as it's common for rappers to deny it so the shooters don't feel accomplished. But we do know shots were fired, and Richard damn near died after being lured into Bushwick.
Ooh.
So almost getting his head took off before the new year, the feds would knock his head off less than 2 weeks into 2025.
Dang.
On January 10th, Richard would be taken into custody and indicted on possession of a firearm by a convicted felon.
Okay.
The feds would allege 1 month after Richard's brother was killed, Richard possessed a 9mm Beretta with a defaced serial number and an extended magazine holding 25 rounds. Richard, or someone close to him, would take to Instagram stating he needs a federal lawyer and he'd call upon his fans and supporters for help. But with the feds, there isn't much that can be done. Unless Richard has Zay Osama money and can get the same lawyer who got Zay 14 months in prison for a Glock with a switch, then Richard can expect to get something around 4 years in federal prison. Whether it was his brother's death mixed with the paranoia from the dissing Richard did, or he just kept it on him, knowing he was playing a risky game in New York. Famous Rich's career has officially been put on standby and could quite possibly be ended as he awaits federal prosecution.
Right.
Now with the internet, it's almost like a gladiator ring, right? The fucking Coliseum. That's what the internet has become, because the consumers, the people that's watching, they want more and more and more. They want riskier shit, more dangerous shit. You're pussy if you don't do this. You're a bitch if you don't do that. And then when you do it, you're stupid, you're dead. And then they're in your comments saying, ha ha ha, whatever you got smoked, right? That's the internet.
And that's what he was wanting to play with.
Boom Gang did crazy shit, especially for his time. He's really like one of the pioneers of doing crazy fucking shit. He was running up in churches, running on store counters, everything. But he completely changed his life around.
Yes, he did.
He was on drugs, he was on this, he was on that.
He had
completely changed his life.
There ain't no way
now
you
he's
could do what Boom Gang was doing.
And all anybody can do is salute that, bro, because the career that he had was only going to go so far.
Correct.
And a lot of the people that were on that ride with him went nowhere. So when it comes to Famous Richard, you can only ride this wave until it goes bad. That graze to the head, whether it was real or not, could have ended his life at the end of the day. Now he's going to federal prison and he's made plenty of enemies dissing on the internet. And it's unfortunate because, you know, society or the internet is fueling the fuckery. The fuckery is putting money in people's pockets. And when they see, oh, he's doing dumb shit and making money, I'm going to do dumb shit and make some money. And it becomes this endless cycle of just jackhassery. Right. You know, we don't have Jerry Springer anymore. You don't need the fucking platform. You just go right on the internet yourself and fucking record it.
Doing dumb stuff.
But this is the outcome. He escaped Chicago only to act up in another city.
Right.
Pressing the cops, as risky as it was, you know, it was entertaining. But getting into it with gang members in a new city, you might as well have just stayed in Chicago.
Right.
If you move out the trenches just to move to another area where you gotta carry a Beretta with an extended magazine, and then you're going from Jersey to New York because it takes like 2 seconds, you're just crossing a bridge. But that's interstate commerce. That just became federal because you're taking a gun illegally from one state to another.
Dang.
And neither state you can have a 25 round mega fucking zine. So it's like,
dang.
Famous Richard, he knew what he was doing, you know, and he's gonna suffer the consequences because of that.
Dang.
I don't think his career, if he's gonna sit down for 3, 4, 5 years, I don't think his career is gonna be waiting for him.
Yeah,
there's gonna be plenty of new hymns.
Right.
There's gonna be plenty more Famous Richards and Boot Gangs because they keep coming. You know what I mean? There's gonna be new skits and new this and new that. It's a career killer. And it's something that a lot of you young motherfuckers need to look at, because all that clout chasing will end up with some dumb shit happening.
Right.
You move out of the hood for a better life. You don't move out of the hood to go fuck off in another hood.
Right.
And repeat the shit that's kept your family in the first hood. Otherwise, you should have just stayed there. But I'll keep y'all updated on the case, like I said.
Man, that is the truth. That is the truth. Man. It was the internet taking over though, for real on his end. The internet was just fueling his pump, put a little money in his pocket, and he was trying to give them what they wanted. And like, he did. But hey, Ma.